Hello students, I am Professor Swati Kalgutkar, Department of Basic Science. So today in this video, we'll be beginning with Module 1 of your Environmental Studies 18 CIB 58 subject, Ecosystem and Biodiversity. So basically students here, in this particular subject, you will be having questions of multiple choice, but before going into the actual questions and all, so let us just have a brief idea regarding what the topics are. So for that I made this video. So in the first video I'll be including the topics related to module 1. So the topic which I have chosen for this video is ecosystem. According to your syllabus, in ecosystem you have to study structure and functions of ecosystem. I'll be just touching the basics of this particular topic so that when you are going to solve the questions it becomes easier for you. Okay, let us begin students. What is ecosystem or what is environment? So so when we talk about environment is nothing but a space in the universe where we live. So the whatever living, non-living things surrounding us becomes the part of the environment. Now particularly, what is this ecosystem? Okay, now here is a picture. This picture speaks for 1,000 words. So here in this picture, as you can see, there is sunlight and heat. As you can see here, there are some stones, there are trees, there are small bushes, and there is water. There are different types of animals, aquatic animals, microorganisms, fungi. So this might give you a picture about what this ecosystem is. Now if you go for the definition, there might be numerous way of explaining what is ecosystem. I have chosen a simplest one. So here ecosystem is nothing but a complex relationship between the living organisms, habitats and resources of a given area. As you can see here in this picture, you have already seen. So here there is a area in which animals, trees, rocks, then small bushes, different types of animals, microorganisms all live in a in one single place, which makes our ecosystems. Here there will be relationship between those animals, living things, non-living things, all of them. Okay, now organisms are dependent on each other and their habitat for survival. We all know these things. An ecosystem can be very small, such as a puddle or under a rock. Okay, so under a rock also there might be many types of insects living along with some other kinds of insects, small plants, algae. So that also accounts for an ecosystem, and it could be a big ocean or a desert. That could be an example of ecosystem. The types of ecosystems are numerous. Okay, the balance of ecosystem is important here. All things must work together to provide a good living environment. If the living environment is good for all the content of the ecosystem, then only we can call it as an ecosystem. For example, if there is not enough water or plants, and animals will die and the ecosystem will not exist. Okay, so for living, plant and animals need water. If there is not sufficient water for them, they will not survive in that particular ecosystem. Then that ecosystem itself will not exist. Okay, so next, ecosystem can be of two types: natural ecosystem, as you can see in this picture. So here it is a under ocean picture where you can see numerous types of fishes along with corals live in ocean. This becomes ocean ecosystem. Okay, this is natural one. So then artificial ecosystem, this also is called as this is also a ecosystem, but it is artificial. And as you can see, this is a huge aquarium. As you can see here, there is also environment similar to that of original one. Here there are once again there are fishes, once again there are stones and whatever fishes require. There will be a cultivation of such algae on the stones and all, but it is artificial, but both are ecosystem. So I hope this gave you idea of what exactly this ecosystem is. Okay, now examples of ecosystem. Okay, whatever ecosystems they have included in your syllabus, only those I have mentioned here. Forest ecosystem, desert ecosystem, wetland ecosystem, riverine ecosystem, ocean ecosystem, lake ecosystem. Okay, now one by one I'll just included the picture of it. Now here in the picture it gives you a clear idea. Forest ecosystem. What is forest? We already know. If any ecosystem found in a forest, for example, this particular portion here, there in the forest there is one small pond, and there are numerous type of animals living in that particular area. So this becomes forest ecosystem. Now what is desert ecosystem? As you can see here, so here in this picture whatever I have chosen, there is water in the desert. If there is no water but still animals are living, that part also becomes an ecosystem. So here ecosystem found in deserts is called as desert ecosystem. Now wetlands. As you can see here in this picture, there are some aquatic plants, and in this water there might be fishes. As you can see here, some human beings, they are trying to catch the fishes and all to eat that fishes. There might be some visitors, some birds or some animals. So this becomes once again one more type of ecosystem, that is wetland ecosystem. Now as you can see, a riverine ecosystem or river ecosystem. As you can see here, this is a flowing river, and there are different types of animals, there are different types of plants, even there are stone. This stone also includes the part of, it is one of the part of ecosystem. This is an example for riverine ecosystem. Next is oceanic ecosystem, as already explained in the previous picture, same picture it is. So here different types of fishes along with the different types of microorganisms found in oceans, corals, everything live together by exchanging the food matters. So such ecosystem becomes ocean ecosystem. Now lake ecosystem. Okay, so what is the difference between river and lake? I hope you already know. So river water, it continuously flows. Lakes are the staggered water. So here also you can see there are some birds, some animals, plants. This becomes a lake ecosystem. Okay, so till it was structure of ecosystem, how exactly ecosystem looks and all. Anyways, it was a brief idea regarding that. So next is the function of ecosystem. What are the different parameters, or what are the different entities which are involved in ecosystem? What are the different participants in the ecosystem? We'll understand it. Okay, in this particular session, function of ecosystem. Okay, now living organisms in ecosystems are classified. Not only living organisms, the components of ecosystems are classified as population. Okay, now this accounts for particularly living organisms. Living organisms in ecosystems are classified as population. Okay, now what is population? Population is nothing but total individuals belonging to only one type of species in the habitat. In this picture, as you can see, there are numerous number of penguins in glaciers. Usually penguins are found in glaciers, cool area. So now this, because all are penguins, these are all are of one species, so these are called as population of a ecosystem. Then community. What do you mean by community? If all the combined populations in the habitat are coming together, then it is called as community. Now as you can see here, this is a community of animals. There are some elephants, there are some deers, there are some rhinos, here there are some other species, vultures and all. So different types of species living together, living in a particular area called as community. And what is population? Only one single species when we are talking about, then it is called as population, and all the different species together are called as community. These are some terms which are often be used in such ecological studies. The components of ecosystem. What are the different components of ecosystem? There are mainly two types of components: abiotic component and biotic component. Okay, So now, what is abiotic component? Abiotic component or non-living component of ecosystem includes the physical environment like soil, water, air and different metals and gases, etc. Whatever non-living things are present in any ecosystem, it could be natural or it could be artificial, that those components which are non-living are nothing but abiotic component. Usually such simple questions they are framing, where they are asking you to identify which is biotic component of ecosystem, which is abiotic component of ecosystem. So here those are. Then what are biotic component? Biotic components are nothing but any living organisms. It could be plants, animals, insects, microorganisms, variety, fishes, variety of such living organisms are called as biotic component of ecosystem. Now once again, these biotic components of ecosystem are divided as producers, consumers, decomposers. Okay, now what do you mean by producers, consumers and decomposers? We'll see. Okay, now producers. What are producers? A living things which can make its own food are called as producers. Example, plants, trees. We all know that a plant produces their own food by photosynthesis. So here such living things are called as producers. Then what are consumers? A living thing that gets its food from eating other living things. Cow eating grass, snake eating frog, etc. Human beings eating whatever they want to eat. So we are all consumers. Human beings, animals, different animals, we are all consumers. Whatever produces, we are eating them, or we are living because of them. So second type are consumers. Then next, decomposers. What are decomposers? A living things that breaks down other living things to get nutrients and energy, which are worms, microorganisms. We all know that microorganisms break down smaller food particles into either finest compounds. For example, if there is a rice grain, basically rice grain is a carbohydrate. It contains carbon, hydrogen and oxygen in it. So when microorganisms bring about the breakdown of that particular rice piece, carbohydrate rice piece, ultimately it is converted into CO2, H2O. That carbon dioxide is once again given to the atmosphere, and once again H2O, water, is given into atmosphere. This is in this practice microorganisms grow. They gain their nutrients. Once again they bring about the breakdown of the carbohydrates. So decomposers, they decompose living things to get nutrients for them. So these are producers, consumers and decomposers. Next is food chains. What is food chain? Okay. Food chain in ecology is the sequence of transfer of matter and energy in the form of food from organisms to organisms. It is nothing but a transfer of food from one point to another point. Okay, which clear idea we'll get after we look at the picture. So before that, in food chain, the transfer of food energy from the producers through a series of organisms which includes herbivorous, carnivorous, to decomposers with repeated eating and being eaten takes place. Okay, for example, say for there is a hen, chicken. We all eat chicken. I'll take an example of human beings only. We all eat chicken, but what chicken eats, it may eat some smaller worms. Now what that small worm eat? It may eat some microorganisms, or that chicken may eat some rice grains. So rice grain is nothing but it is a product of producer. So producers are eaten by those chickens. Then those chickens are eaten by carnivorous. So like this, the food chain transfer of food matter takes place. As you can see in this picture, those producers uses sunlight and uses water and they grow. So now grasshopper, it is called as primary consumer. It feeds on producer. Then a frog can directly eat grasshopper, and this snake can eat this frog, and skin can be eaten by different other vultures. Then that vulture, when it dies, once again it is being decomposed and it is being converted into fungus, and it can be converted into carbon dioxide, water. So like that, it is final consumer. So like this food chain continues, as you can see here. Okay, next, what is food web? So food chain is simple one. So as you have seen in the previous picture, there was grass was eaten by grasshopper, then grasshopper was eaten by a frog, then frog was eaten by a snake. So like that, so smaller, from herbivorous to smaller consumers to a bigger consumer, like that. It was a simple chain. Now this chain, when it becomes complex, intertwined locally, when a food chain intertwined locally into a food web, because most organisms consume more than one type of animals or plant. So here so snake it doesn't only feed on frog, it can eat many such animals. So when the chain becomes complex, then it is called as food web. Okay, a food web or food cycle is the natural interconnection of food chain. It is the interconnection of food chains. As you can see here, it is a complex picture anyhow. So here there are producers, corn, a flowering plant, here there is lavender, mangoes. These are all producers. These grasshopper, butterflies and fruity fly, these all feed on this. Then these can be eaten by this grasshopper, can be eaten by frog, or it can be eaten by rat. Now this rat or the frog can be eaten by the python here, as well as this rat, as well as this eagle, as well as this one more bird can be eaten by a big what you can say consumer, wolf. Like that it is. When it becomes when the simple food chain becomes bit complex, and we are calling it as food web. Okay, so next is ecological pyramid or food pyramid. So anyways, I'm just giving a glimpse of all the topics. So now, what is an ecological pyramid? It is a graphical representation designed to show the biomass or bioproductivity at each tropical levels in a given ecosystem. When you look at the picture, it will be cleared. So it shows relationship between different organisms in an ecosystem. Each of the bars that make up the pyramid represent different tropical levels, and their order, which is based on who eats whom, represents the flow of energy. Okay. Now, simply what it is, when we are representing all the primary consumers to territorial consumer, then it becomes a energy pyramid. Or okay. Now here energy transfer. How the energy transfer? Energy from producers. Now from where producer gets energy? A producer gets energy from sunlight. So now producers get energy from sunlight, and when these primary consumers eat these producers, the energy from producers is transferred to these primary consumers, and from energy from primary consumers is further transferred to the secondary consumers when secondary consumers eats this primary consumer. Then ultimately, when secondary consumers are eaten by the tertiary consumers, then the energy unidirectional flow of energy in the energy pyramid is okay students, so here one more energy pyramid. As you can see here, at the bottom level there will be producers. So producers includes phytoplankton, algae, different plants. Then there will be herbivores, then carnivorous, secondary carnivorous, then ultimately there will be predators. Okay, so this was the first part of module 1. In the next video we'll see the second part of module 1. So after that we'll understand some questions related to this particular model. Thank you.